Hello, hello. My name's Josh, and this is my wife,
I am Sarah.
Sarah. Yes. So we decided to sit down and talk about our first house flip that we did. We just got done with it couple weeks ago, put it on the market, currently it's under contract, and so we're, in the process of closing. And first thing that was interesting, I had made a list on Google Sheets before we bought it. We put in there, okay, so it needs new flooring, needs new this, new that, hot water heater, kitchen, some work to it, this and that. And so I would put in kind of an idea of how much is this going to cost, come up with an idea of an estimate of how much we're going to put into it. I remember putting in $1,500 for miscellaneous. I thought, okay, that's pretty high, but I'm thinking like, okay, you need nails and screws, and you're gonna use it in both the kitchen and the basement. So it's not really like I can't designate that specific thing to a specific, budget. So I just put in 1,500. That ended up it was over 5,000 is where that ended up. So, and I mean, that when you go buy two by fours or sheetrock and mud and paint and like, again, it's just so much different stuff. But yeah, I was way off on that. Um,
I'm sure if you're watching it and you flipped a house, you know exactly what we're
yes,
talking about.
yes.
You
The
always
other,
get into stuff that you didn't expect.
yeah, most of the stuff I was pretty good at the price, and then some things like the flooring, we had figured some carpet, and we ended up just putting all vinyl plank down. Apparently, that's kind of a new thing. A lot of
Mhm.
people have pets, they don't like carpet, and you can just put area ropes down. And so we put upstairs, and this is a small three bedroom house, like a big bedroom upstairs, and then two bedrooms downstairs, one bath. So we put all vinyl plank throughout the whole house, and then we did what is that? Linoleum,
Yes.
like a vinyl roll floor we put in the kitchen. So we bought a whole pack of that flooring at an Amazon return online auction. And so we saved quite a bit on that. And then we went over budget quite a bit of what we planned in the kitchen,
Yeah, so those
right?
are definitely ways that you can save when you are remodeling or flipping or whatever, is go to your local towns and stuff. They usually have stores like liquidation store or a discount or wholesale stores,
Restore.
Restore, where you can, which Restore is Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah.
You can buy things a lot cheaper than you can at the big box stores and stuff like that. So we did a lot of that,
Yeah.
like paint and flooring and a lot of stuff.
And Facebook Marketplace.
Yes, that was our
No.
friend through this too. Definitely.
The sink, I know you bought there. We bought a front door, like a beautiful front door, 36-inch exterior door for what was it? 120,
No, I think it was 250 actually.
250.
Yeah.
But it was we had looked it up, it was like a $1,200 door.
Yeah. It
Um,
definitely helped us out a lot.
yeah. And what was the other one I was thinking that I bought? Oh, the trim. I think we paid just over 300 for quite a bit of trim, a bunch of 16-foot long, like baseboard trim, shoe mold, that stuff. That stuff is expensive too. So pretty much anything we would need, we always check Facebook Marketplace, see if we can find it there. And then most of the other stuff we bought at either Menards or Home Depot is where we got most of it.
We learned to that we don't want to build our own kitchen cabinets again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm proud of that moment though.
Yeah, I'm
Those
proud of
moments.
us that we did it. I mean, I guess I wouldn't shouldn't say we would never build them again. Maybe we would if we ever build our own house.
Yeah, for our own house, I
Just
think we would.
take them somewhere to a finishing place to get them painted
Yes.
because no, thank you. Will I not do that again?
Yeah, yeah, we have a friend close by that has a shop with all the tools to build cabinets, and so we went there, we bought the lumber from scrap. I mean, we built them from
Yeah, from scratch all
scratch.
the way.
And I think we have just under 1,000 Well, I don't think we have ever
We
checked
didn't
on the
figure the
paint.
paint because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
spent quite a bit on paint because it took a
yeah.
lot of paint because I sprayed it all on and I had to put 3 coats on some of them because I did. This was a mistake too. I went and bought cheap paint, you know.
Hmm.
Don't do that. Don't buy cheap paint. You get what you
Hmm.
pay for.
Yeah, every time.
Also for the walls, we also did that. And so some of the walls we had to put 2 and 3 coats of paint on. It's just not worth it. Go buy the 1 coat paint and get it over with,
Yeah,
even if you have to pay double for it.
yeah. So you still, we're probably 1,200 or so if you consider the paint. I think
Oh,
we were around 900.
I'm thinking we spent
Um,
probably at least $500 on paint. 'Cause,
really? Wow.
you know, the
Okay.
gallon of varnish costs $60,
It's insane.
and I probably used 2.5 or so
Yeah.
per
So
coat.
you're still, 1,500 maybe, and then that's in the kitchen cabinets. That's just material. That's not our time. We spend a lot of time
Right.
in it. And then the countertop, we had spent 1,200 bucks on all the countertop. And then the company that built them, there was some kind of falling out with Home Depot where we ordered them from. That they said after the countertops were made, they had a fall. For some reason, we couldn't get them. They didn't tell us. We found out through somebody else. That I keep having to fix my shirt. That there was a falling out. So they had to order it from a different company. Got pushed out a few more weeks, but the timing ended up being perfect. But they did give us 300 bucks back because of that. So that brought it down to, was it? I don't remember. Maybe it was 1,600. But either way, you're talking like a couple grand. No, less than 3,000
Hmm.
in materials and all in that whole kitchen, which is incredible. Like that's a $10,000 kitchen. And it looks, you gotta watch.
Oh, it's more than
Okay,
$10,000,
fine,
definitely. Yeah,
more than 10,000.
at least
But
20,
yeah,
probably.
well, we're. Can you talk? I can't.
We're uploading videos on the
Yes.
channel, and so you'll be able to see the whole transformation from beginning to the end,
Yeah.
and that'll be cool. Also, most of the time, the way we flip this house is if we looked at something, if we looked at a room and we're like, okay, what do we do here? And we're like, we do it if it was ours.
Yeah.
And if we were like, yes, we would, then we did it
Yeah.
because we wanted it to be somebody else's dream and we wanted to do it right.
Hmm.
And so that's kind of how we did it. But most of the time you're like, okay, did you rip into something that you regret ripping into? I don't think we did actually in this house.
And that was expected. That was, yes, there were surprises. You found stuff. You found 1.5 million ants
Yeah,
back behind the window. They're out in the
definitely.
shower and the kitchen. We ended up completely remodeling the kitchen. That was not our
Yeah,
intention.
totally not. When in
You
the
know.
start, we were not gonna put new cabinets in or anything. We were gonna
Yeah.
try to refurbish the cabinets, but
Yeah. Took a wall out. So there was a lot of unexpected things, but we were expecting unexpected. So we
yeah,
knew that was because we had watched videos and we've never done it before, but we still had some knowledge. And yeah, and again, like she said, it's just at the end, we wanted to make good money on it, but we were going to do it right. And some of the things like the gutter was not that bad, but I paid a friend to put a new gutter on it, put a fan in the ceiling in the
bathroom
bathroom,
vent. Yeah.
exhaust fan, just stuff like that. And yeah, so we sold it. Am I allowed to talk about what we sold it for?
No, they don't have to know.
I know you don't want to, but I don't care. It's just
Stop
money.
moving.
It's just money.
Stop moving.
They want to know.
You're still moving.
Okay, so we sold it for 100,000 more than we paid for it. It doesn't matter. I'm telling
He's
you.
like, wait until I slap him or
Yeah. Yeah.
something.
That does not mean we made 100,000. We had
Yeah.
that thing for 7 months, worked on it, not full time the whole 7 months, but we put a lot of work into it. So we will pay ourselves out of that. We got, interest to pay.
Right. Real
They got a
estate
lot of stuff.
expenses, realtor
Yeah.
expenses, and
But in the end, we still did good. We're very happy with the profit that we will have. And the fact that you can like do that was just amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, we were talking about it. We took what, 3 vacations throughout the whole
Yeah.
7 months?
Yeah, the one we had planned that the house was going to be done, and we ended up like 3 months later
Yeah,
done.
like 2 or 3 months.
But it's fun, and as you guys, if you've seen some of the videos, we take the kids with two boys. They go with us, and we work together
Yeah.
as a family and take our time. And days that I got lazy, I just went home. You know, go home and eat her food. So
Eat my food.
yes, so
Wow.
and the other thing was what they call closing or holding costs. That is your tax, of course, your real estate tax, your utility costs. This one was electric, gas, water, and wastewater. So it's all those together, and then homeowners insurance. That wasn't a lot. I think homeowners, I think you paid like 160 for 3 months or something. So the insurance was cheap. But just that, like it all just added up, and it's every month these bills come. I was like, oh
Was
God.
property tax that was like way ridiculous.
Yeah, we ended up. We didn't realize this. They gave us a $600 credit at closing because we closed on it in July. So I talked to the closing company that did the closing about it, and they said, yeah, it all depends on what time of the year to do closing, and because it's like it's confusing. It's like the taxes are due, in March. All of a sudden, the 2023 taxes are due in March of 2024, and then we still probably have to pay part of March 2024 taxes, and it's just complicated. But yeah, I paid 1,500 for 2023 taxes, but they had given us a $600 credit. I remember that, so that takes it down to nine, it's probably around 800, but it's still
Yeah,
just it adds up.
it was just a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I'll mention is we hired the electrician to do some electric work, including the electrical panel box, the paneling panel, breaker box panel,
Right.
all new breaker box put in, and the box behind the meter on the outside. They did that, ran some other wires for us. But the rest we did all ourselves.
Hmm.
So there's no trying to find a contractor. So if you're somebody who's thinking about doing this, that is something you have to consider. And when we say we spent, $3,000 on the kitchen, well, you're going to spend twice that plus way more. But if you go buy the cabinets, but anything in labor, they typically cost about double. So if it costs us $2,000 in material for like the bathroom remodel, it's going to cost 2,000 in labor. So that's 4,000. Like it just doubles everything. So that's where we saved a lot of money out of pocket by doing the work ourselves, and then we can pay us back after we sell it.
Right. And it took us a lot longer too than it would have if we would have hired it out. But I mean, in the
Yeah,
long run, it paid off. We enjoyed it, and
yeah.
yeah, I think so.
I wouldn't want to do it with having to get contractors, but we're planning on do more and do another one and possibly hire more. If it's like this one didn't need a new roof, for example. So if it's a decent sized house and it needs a brand new roof, I'd probably hire that out.
Yeah.
Some things like that, like a whole project. Um, Drywall, mudding, sanding, I hate that, so I might do that. And anyways, yeah, those are some of the things we learned. I would say, I'm not an expert on this, so just from what we learned and my advice would be is our advice, I should say. Go in, don't offer too much.
Hmm.
Make sure you don't pay too much for the house when you buy it. We also have good friends that help us with a lot of questions, and he says, you make your money when you buy the house. And one of these days I have to ask him what that means so I can figure it out. But I think it's like if you pay too much when you buy it, you don't make money. That's what it comes down to.
Right. You figured it out.
Yeah.
And you got to scope out your areas and make sure it's a
Yes.
good neighborhood. And,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just you contact the our insurance agent, not insurance agent.
real estate agent.
Yeah, about one, and she said we should go look at the area and stuff.
Yeah,
She knew
go
about
drive
it,
past.
and what happened.
And we went and looked at it and we were like, no, thank you. This
Yeah,
is not a good area to buy a house at because you might
yeah,
not be able to sell it for what you have in it. So,
Yeah, and that's based on the houses next door, the houses across the street. They're just trashy. They're not kept up. So you take the one house out of the whole neighborhood and make it real nice. People are not going to want to buy that and live there. That, you know, it's kind of this, I don't know, the gang trashy neighborhood, and it just you just have to watch that. So you want to make sure it's a nice neighborhood. What I would like to look for when I'm driving down the road, we're always looking for opportunities and they're not always for sale. But if I see a neighborhood where there's a nice house and another nice house and a few nice houses, and then there's one that's just kind of trashy, you don't keep it up, and then there's more nice ones, that's the one. If
Yeah.
you can bring that up to the neighborhood standard, the neighbors will thank you. And like that's a win right there. That's what you want to do. The other one I was going to mention is when it comes to the money you make, I know that there's a 1031 exchange you can do. We were talking about that with our insurance, or I keep saying insurance, realtor, or realtor. And I don't have really anything to say about that because I don't understand enough. I know it costs money to do that, and basically what it is the money you make from the first remodel from a flip because it's short-term capital gains tax. You can use that and roll it over and use that money to buy another investment property to avoid paying short-term capital gains tax. But I'm not I'm not here to tell you how to do it. I just know that it exists. It's up to you to figure out if it's worth it. Unless I figure it out, I might do a video on it, but that's just something I wanted to bring up. I don't
Yeah.
like this shirt. I don't like my shirt.
Dear Pet Shirt
Oh,
Pop.
it's so
He's
like,
so picky when it comes to
I
shirts.
thought you were picking. No, oh, yeah, this right here, don't pull on my collar. Leave it nice and smooth. This one's been stretched. That's why it's like all like, ugh. Yeah.
He's like a woman and his hair. You know why he's
Yep.
picky with his hair too, so he's got that too.
I am. Interesting. All right, what else did we learn?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to mention yet um that if you figured, let's say, okay, we figured, oh, we'll probably fix this up in 3 to 4 months, right? And it ended up taking us 7 months. So
Yeah,
always add probably at least a month. I mean, since this was our first one, we didn't know what to expect and we just
yeah.
flew off the butts of our pants or whatever you want to call
The what?
it.
Yeah, and their costs. We had a goal, what we wanted to put in it, or hope that we could do it for, and then we had another mark that we thought if we put this much in it, we're still okay. But we ended
Over
up
both
going
of them.
5,000 over
Yeah.
our kind of our top
So,
line.
yeah, so that is also a thing.
So
Like add like 5 to 10,000 on
yeah,
top of what you think you're gonna put into it, because there's always surprises.
yeah, and then the cost, if there's a closing cost, like the people buying it ask us to help with the closing costs, so we're doing that. My friend that does this kind of stuff, he says he figures 10% of the selling costs because if you get a realtor to sell it, they get 6%, and then you might have some other expense. So he figures, whatever you sell it, if you sell it for 200,000, he figures $20,000 that he might spend in all the other fees.
Hmm.
The goal that I said we were hoping to not spend more than this. We went 5,000 over, but then the selling price that the agent had given us that we could kind of use to what we expect to sell it for. And I know she was giving us a low number just to be safe, but we sold it for 30,000 more
Then what
than
shit
what
said,
that
yeah.
number was. Yeah. So that makes up for that 10,000 that we went over what we were hoping for. But one more thing I want to add to that is right now so this video right now would be March of 2024, November 2024. You know what it is? Election years, things can get crazy because it's just how it is. It's politics. And the other thing is the market. For a long time, people have been talking about the market's going to crash and this and that and this and that. And you hear about 2008, and then I got friends to say that, oh, that would never happen again because they changed things up. And maybe that's true. But right now, you can put a house on the market if it's nice. This thing was on the market I mean, we could have sold it like the third day, I think,
Yeah, I think the
but
second
we
or third
waited and
day.
then picked an offer. But you can sell them like that. I mean, they just go. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But that can change. That can change. So you could buy a house now thinking, oh, no problem selling it. And you hold it for 3 months or 6 months, and it can change like
yeah,
that. And so you just have to really watch yourself with that because you don't know what's going to happen. It could be something that's like predicted, like you can somewhat predict the stock market or depressions, and there's a cycle to it, that kind of stuff. But a black swan event, something unexpected can happen where nobody knows it's coming, like a COVID or 9/11 or something like that. So just gotta have that in mind when you're doing this kind of stuff.
not too much though. Don't focus on the negative.
No, I don't focus on it, but just
Like you went down a dark hole
like you
there for a
said, like
second. Golly.
consider it. It could happen. So
Ay, ay,
don't go in
ay.
with the mindset of, oh, this sounds like crazy today. It might not. Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's true. I know it is.
They
So
say
yeah,
to think more positive. How is it?
my thinking does matter, yes, but it does not change
No,
the
I'm
world.
saying, how do you think more positive? Do you think more positive or think less negative?
Oh yeah, that was a thing I heard. You're supposed to think less
Less
negative.
negative,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
because
So that's what I'm saying.
if you're thinking negative, you're almost creating this negative. But if you're not thinking at all, like Biden, oops, I gotta bring glass.
Come on, Nick.
Then, then you're not doing anything. So,
Terrible.
hey, if you love Biden, that's okay. We can still be friends. Totally fine.
Yes.
I just don't like stick figures for president. Okay, so,
Stop it.
yeah, I think that kind of sums it up of the things that we learned from our first
I think so.
house flip.
And while you're at it, have fun
Yes,
because you got to enjoy it or it's not
yes,
for you.
yes, yes.
Enjoy all the dirt and
Yeah.
the end part
Oh man.
is a lot of fun when you start seeing the transformation, but
Yeah.
it's also for us it was kind of bittersweet. It's hard to walk out of there because you
Yeah.
made those memories in there and you made it so nice that
Hmm.
we're just like can I move this house? I
Yeah.
want to leave.
We talked about it. Literally, like we could sell our house, but we live in the country, and it's a nice place, but we like having our room and
Yeah,
space and be able to
this house
stuff.
is more in the outskirts
So
city limits
yeah,
area, so
yeah.
but
Uh,
anyways, thanks for watching.
It's public, so we could put the link in the description. We're on Zillow or Realtor.com, and people can go look at it.
I don't know how long the pictures are
Yeah,
going to be
as
on
long as
there though.
it's not sold, all the pictures are on there. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
I mean, they'll see it on the channel too. We'll post
Yeah,
the videos and
yeah. So I think I'll put a link in the description for now, and so you can click on that, and that'll take you right to the house.
now
And
calm down. That might ruin our videos though, because then they'll see the end result. They need to see how crappy it was
oh,
before.
that's fine. Not everybody. And somebody make us $1 million offer, we might.
uh,
Yeah.
it's debatable.
Anyways,
It's debatable.
all right. Thank you for watching, and
Yep, we appreciate you guys.
yeah, we'll talk at you later.
Bye.